I'm like manifesting the person I wanted to look up to. Like I would have fucking been the biggest GaryVee fan at 11.
Why do you think so many people do so much talking but not enough doing? Like it seems like there's a lot of people who, you know, and not just to like be flexing and saying they're doing stuff, but you know, a lot of people, and sometimes I feel like I do it myself sometimes, where people say, you know, oh, I can do this, I'm going to do this, but then you never actually act on it.
I think that's such a great question. So a couple things run through my mind. I think some people feel many different things that go through their mind. Number one, some people feel like the way they can motivate themselves is by putting themselves out there. So for example, I remember before I figured out how to get healthier by hiring my full-time trainers, I remembered always having the desire to like tweet out, hey guys, I'm 186 pounds with no muscles. This was the truth back in the day. I'm 190 pounds with no muscles, and I'm gonna be at 155 by April 13, hold me accountable. So I would talk to put pressure on myself. As a matter of fact, I would argue in the macro I did that. I'm gonna buy the New York Jets. That's putting myself in a lot of pressure. Now I enjoy that process more than losing weight or being healthy. So that's a different version of that. But I think some people talk to put pressure on themselves for action. Though I think that tends to not work. I think most people talk because they're insecure and they use it as a disguise to not do. They feel like by saying they're gonna do, it kind of smoke signals and kind of makes people look over here. See, you know, and it just becomes the talking. I think a lot of people don't know what they want. And that is because I think one of the great legacies that I'd like to live is to make happiness the ambition. And I know it's very fluffy, but I actually really mean it. And here's what I mean by that. I think a lot of people don't know what to do because they actually don't genuinely like to do things that make money. But they're so told by society that that is the requirement for success that they confuse themselves that money equals success, not happiness equals success. And so I think a lot about that. But I mean, I think a lot of it has to do with insecurity. I think a lot of it, insecurity or pseudo motivating themselves. Nikita's calling back from the podcast.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
You know?
Yeah.
I think about it a lot too. I think I've started thinking a lot about that action because I think I always wonder why I only started talking after I did things. I do it a lot. I only talk about TikTok or Snapchat or LinkedIn after I proved it to myself. I actually am petrified to over talk and under deliver outside of one super North Star of and that's why I created clarity over the last 3 or 4 years. The chase of the Jets is what I'm enjoying.
Right.
Great. Yeah. Let me just say real quick too.
You can say anything.
So your whole talk on stuff like this is like like self-awareness and whatnot, and like because of that, you know, that like what we're saying, like I kind of talked myself up like I was gonna do something like with pharmacy on the side, where I was thinking I could make like a educational thing for free because that's one of the big deterrents to the medical field is cost. You know, just to take my test. After I graduated, I spent maybe $1,500.
Wow.
And I was like thinking to myself, I could probably do this. You know, take some time, do some research, build like a test prep thing. And I sat down and couldn't do it. Didn't want to do it. I realized immediately, not for me.
Can I
put it away and
you?
said, I don't want
Can
it.
I throw you something at you? I'm similar. And so my way to educate or bring value was, okay, I can't sit down and create a curriculum or a course or what have you, but I'm just going to talk every day and share my thoughts. And the collective is incredible education. Right. You may just want to do a in-the-face video, or maybe you don't like that, maybe audio, or maybe you don't like that, maybe you just write it. You may want to not go for the grand, let me boil the ocean and make a course. What you may want to do, and this is what I love about content, is you may just want to put it out daily, random thoughts, 2 cents that may help you on something that I wish was available to me. I am actually the human that I wish existed when I was 7. Just so everybody understands what's really deeply running within me was I didn't have a contemporary, fun, easygoing, like competitive yet fun, lighthearted but fucking motivated entrepreneur to look up to. When I was a kid, businessmen looked stodgy as fuck and went to Harvard or nerdy when Bill Gates hit the scene, you know? So I'm like manifesting the person I wanted to look up to. Like I would have fucking been the biggest GaryVee fan at 11. I know that. I know that to be true, and you may be able to do that for the 15-year-old you.